All right. Everybody excited for the last day?
Mixed feeling, Ishani.
Mixed feeling.
It's a part of routine now, actually.
I know you
So
guys.
is it a last day today, Ishani?
Yes. Today is the last day. Like
Yeah,
last day, not that last day of my training, last day of your, I think this entire six
W.
months. I don't know how many months it has been. I've lost the count of it now.
It's
5
been
months.
6 months.
6
You
months.
started in November, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So we miss you as a trainer, Ishani. You're
Oh,
a
I'm gonna
wonderful
miss
trainer.
you. You guys were my energy boosters in the afternoon to keep me awake in the next half of the day.
Yeah,
I've
true.
got,
And we,
and just like you guys, I have one batch from 7:30 to 8:30. Not your company, some other company. Even that, those guys from 7:30 to 8:30 are supercharged. So but yes, it was good time. All right, let's utilize our 1 hour and two things left. One is my set action and one is the story part. So let's start with the set action. That takes more time. Like I told you, story is nothing. It's just again putting the things together of what you've already done. All right. Now, see, parameter action and set action both have it's just not one use case that you will find for these actions, but there may be other use cases also. I just made you aware of one use case. Like in case of parameters, we can use icons to change the sheets, and there could be other things that you are doing, but the thought is the same, that you are calling the parameter value and passing the value once the action is taking place, and that's why it's called parameter action. Same way, set action is also something that we are activating the set. And how we are activating the set? We are activating it through the actions. And once that happens, then the set will get, it will be working on. So one such usage of this set actions is drilling, asymmetric drilling. Now, why we are saying it asymmetric drilling is typically what happens. Let's say if I create if I have a hierarchy of subcategory, and let me quickly create a hierarchy of category and subcategory, then what happens in this case is when you drop this hierarchy in your view, just like how we have for years, right? When you drop category and you drop, let's say, sales value, if I open the category, all the subcategory comes up, correct? For each category, the subcategories are there. So this is your symmetric drilling, because it's not just one category you're opening all the categories. Hence, this is symmetric drilling. Now, what will be asymmetric drilling? Asymmetric drill down would be if I click on furniture, then I only get for furniture. Office supplies and technology will still be collapsed. So how to achieve that and why to achieve that? Sometimes what happens, our tables are too big or our visuals are too big, and we can't have all the categories, all the subcategories within that and the visuals showing up. So in those cases, we can apply this set action so that as and when the person is clicking, he or she only gets the view of the particular field on which he or she has clicked. So that's the whole thing. This is called asymmetric drill down. Drill through, drill down would be a better word, but it's asymmetric. Now, how do we create it? So first of all, for the action to work, I again need a calculated field over here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a calculated field, very simple calculated field, and let's call it something that a user can understand. Click to see subcategory. And all I want to put is a simple if function saying that if, oh, before that I have to create an action, right? I have to create a set. I have not created a set. So first thing is what we are going to create a set. Now, what are we going to create a set of? We are going to create a set in category. So we'll go to category, we'll go to create, we go to set, and this set, we are going to pick all and click OK, right? So this set has been created called category drill. Now, once you click over here, we are going to now create a calculated field and we'll say click to see, click to see subcategory. And we'll put a simple if function that if this particular set is called, that is category grill, then what do I want to return? If I activate this set, then what do I want to return? I want to return the subcategories. Else, I want to keep it as blank, do nothing, and end. You're able to understand what we're doing? We are saying that if category, so if this is true, means if you pick a value and in that value it falls in that cell, it becomes true. So if the set value is there, then it returns me subcategory. Otherwise, it should be completely blank. Okay. And then we click on OK and our field is ready. So this field I'm going to drop right in front of category. So once this is done, now again, you will see nothing is happening. Obviously, nothing will happen because the action has not been set yet. So we will go to the worksheet. In worksheet also we have actions. So we'll apply an action, add action. What action we are applying today is change the set value. So over here, let's say set 1. In sheet 1, we have it, or you can apply to the entire workbook, this thing, right? And data source is this. Which set is it? Category drill. So run the actions when assign the value to the set, and clearing the selection will add all values to the set or keep set, remove all values from the set. Let's keep this one and OK. Let's see if it works. So if I click here, I'm only able to see office supplies. If I click on furnitures, if I click on technology, I'm only able to look at technology. And when I'm out, the entire thing collapses. So again, if I click here, then I can see the, it's swapped somehow. And when I click on office supplies over here, when I click out, I've not selected any cell, it collapses back. Understood? So what are the steps? Step number 1, and it's in the PDF also. Step number 1, to create the set. Step number 2, to create the calculated field, to drop that calculated field over here, and then set the action. Can you do it quickly? Step number 1, create a set out of category. And as a part of it, what we are doing is, we went to category, we went to create, we went to set, we selected all the values and OK.
Don't we need to create hierarchy?
No, you don't have to create a hierarchy. I was just showing that to make you understand between asymmetric and symmetric, but otherwise we don't need it. In fact, I can make, let it be outside. I'm just trying to find the, okay, over here. Okay, this is the one. You can use this slide also, dimension to create set and create it. Then if the set that you created, then I want the subcategory, otherwise nothing, and end and drop it in the calculated field. Then go to action filter and set values.
Can I see that step action filter step?
So when you're applying your action filters, over here, source sheet is sheet 1 in which you're working. Source is superstore. Set is what? The category drill. On running the action, assign value to the set. And on clearing the selection, like when you are clicking outside no selection, then remove the values from the set.
Ishani, Shakar this side.
Yes, Shikhar.
For the calculated field, what name we can assign?
Anything, it doesn't matter. I have assigned it click to see subcategory, but you can do anything. It could be just a subcategory, drilled subcategory also could be the name.
Okay.
Done, Ishani.
Done. Let me know if everyone is done.
Ishani, I hope after these classes we'll be having the access to LMS.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You guys have to retain 6 months of you. I was just counting. You guys have learned Excel, VBA, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, 5 very important tools in data. So definitely the tendency is going to forget once you have learned something new. So yes, it will be available for you.
Okay, thank you.
And so will IVB. If you have any doubts in anything that you're revising or you have doubts in implementation while you're working, feel free to reach out. You have my email address, I think, already.
Yes.
And Eklavya's email address. So either one, Pratik's email address. I think pretty much everybody's email address you have. So you can drop us an email.
Great. Thank you, Ishani.
Thank you.
So who else done? Arshad, done?
Actually, Shani, I don't have laptop with me. I just watching the.
So you come only for the graduation ceremony.
1 minute, Ishani, just one.
So Tanu done, Dharendra done. What about guys done? Gunjan, done. Kshitij, Maheshwar, Sekat, Shikhar,
Done, Ishan.
done. Sitaram, Vivek, done. All right.
Ishani, can I share my screen? Actually, I'm a little bit confused in this.
Sure. Oh, no, no, no. Not subcategory. Remove the subcategory from the row shelf. Yes, remove this. You have to put category. Within a category, you will see a subcategory, right? Before, not before, after. First is category, then subcategory. Correct. And what all you have done, you've done this. Okay, go to worksheet. Go to action. Create an action, set, last one, correct. So on select, target set is which one?
Target set.
Is, yeah, target set, not the source sheet. Source sheet is one, target set is
Order. Category trail.
category trail, correct. Okay, on running, assign the value to the set, on clearing, remove, correct. Okay. Okay. Click in the white area anywhere below at the very bottom in the white area.
I have
Nothing is happening. Okay, click on one of the techno. Yeah, no, it's working. Now click in the white space at the bottom. Yes, now it should collapse. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Ishani. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Sitaram also done. All right. Let's talk about the story thing. Now, does anybody have an idea what is the relevance of story in Tableau? So we have worked on sheets a lot. Then we created dashboards. Last part is story. Does anybody know what story means? Or what is it? Why we have story in Tableau?
No idea.
No idea. I think the most common question that I get when I'm teaching these BI tools from the participants is, can I make all these, fancy stuff and can I put it in PowerPoint presentation? That's one of the most common questions that I receive, that how can I put it in a PowerPoint presentation? Not as a PDF, but as something in which a person can work. So story, kind of think about story as this PowerPoint presentation report that you are creating out of your work. So just like pretty much what you have is the first page of your PowerPoint. Like when you're creating report, what do you put on the first page or the first slide?
The introduction.
Introduction, or it would be just a slide with the main topic, correct?
Yeah, main top.
Right.
A main topic would be there. Second slide would typically be an overview or an objective of what you did. Then after that, you explain the things that you have, and then you start giving your working. And at the end, you have your output, correct? That's how our technical PowerPoint presentation looks like.
Yes.
So same thing we are going to do in a story also. Just to show you an example, I didn't make it. I downloaded it. But I wanted to show the story to you. It's pretty nicely done. So this is a story that has been created. A story has multiple points. Just like we have slides in our PowerPoint presentation, we have points in our PowerPoint presentation. So this is the first page, nothing much. It's just the introduction, nomadic rental, customer satisfaction survey. Then it talks about, like I said, an overview, whatever methodology. Then if you click on the next story point, it talks about customer satisfaction. So all these things that you see are your sheets. This is your filter. So once you are clicking on it, your sheets are changing. And the next recommendations, Again, we have filters over here. Then we have competitor analysis. We have filters that we are carrying on, and that's it. So what are the main components of first of all, what is a story? Story, think about always like a PowerPoint presentation to display your data. Just like a PowerPoint is divided into first the cover page, then it has an introduction, then it talks about what the available data, available problems were, and what steps did you take to achieve it, and finally the output. Exactly the same way we create it. Now, a story might just have a picture. Like the first page might simply be only one single picture, nothing else. Or it may be a picture or a text together, as well as some of the sheets that you're using. In fact, a dashboard can also be a part of the story. So any form of control that you've given for a person to change, like a parameter or an icon or a filter, that would be available in your story point. Is it clear? First of all, what is a story? What could be the various elements of story?
Yes, Ishani.
Right? Now, how do we create it? Now, the thing about story is that when you are working with story, it allows only one sheet to be dragged, not multiple sheets. Okay, so unlike dashboard where you are fitting things here and there, story does not allow you to put more than one sheet. Story does not have anything that you can add except for a title and a text. So it doesn't even have the capability of putting a picture. So if I wanted a first page to be a picture, let's say I wanted to create the first page as Superstore dataset, Superstore business. And let's see if I can get some image. Let's say this is my essentials of supermarket business plan. Okay, this is what I wanted to put in the front. So what typically we do, obviously these pictures have to be with the same size as what your dashboard or your story points are going to be. So over here, just like dashboard, we again have layout, and inside, not over here, over here we have the size of the story, and you can adjust what a typical story would be. You want a longer one, you want a broader one, you can decide that. Once you've decided it, then we are going to create the story points. Now, I do not have any place where I can drop a picture over here. So if my first page had to be a picture, first I will have to create a dashboard, because dashboard is the only place where you can drop a picture. You can't drop pictures in sheets, you can't drop pictures in story. So I'll have to create a dashboard that has the picture, right? So I'm just quickly showing it to you. Let's say this is the one I want to pick. It's too big. And save, save, save. Once that is there, the first page you can create by dropping the image. You already know how to do it. Choose an image. It's in my desktop. This, fit, center. Okay. So this becomes my first page. So if this is my first page, and then I may have multiple, let's say this is my subcategory sales, and then I may have multiple sheets. I should have done it on the dashboard, which is already there. Let's say country. Okay. So once I have the story point, I can give a caption. Let's say this is supermarket overview project. You can obviously, change the size of these story points so that it doesn't cut off your text. So supermarket project, and over here I can drag, like I said, only one sheet. So let's say the first page is my dashboard. I drag it over here. So that becomes my point number 1. Second point, let's say I want to give a country overview. So over there, I can either create a blank or I can create a duplicate. Duplicates typically we create, like if you see in this particular thing, this is kind of a header of this company. So they wanted to make sure the header is in all the places. You notice after this one, see, the headers are there and throughout it's there. And this, the thing on the left, that's also there. And on the top of it, the text have been dropped. So if you have some design elements like this that you want to have consistently in all the story points, then we'll duplicate it. Otherwise, you're going to make it a simple, you can make it as a blank. So once I click on blank, this has added another point to my story. So let's say this, I want to say this is country overview. And then I can drop some text over here. I can drop the sheet over here, or I can drop a dashboard over here. So I'm going to drop this one over here. If I had to drop some kind of text, then I can add and drag a text part over here, whatever we want to put. For example, I want to put Australia has been giving highest sales as well as profit. Something like this. I'm putting some data points. If I want to change the size, if you want to change the type, the color, and all those things, you can a text is being created over here. So all I can put in a story is actually either a sheet or one dashboard or text along with it. I can't have pictures. I can't have multiple sheets. And like this, you can keep on creating your sheets. Say I can create another one, which I can call like say subcategory overview. And when I drop the subcategory overview over here, then this has stopped working, by the way. So I just need to go once to the dashboard. Oh, I'll go back once to the sub sales because this is action. Source sheet is this. Let us go. I'm going to pick my source sheet as this entire thing, sub sales. And I think this should work now. So if I click over here, it's working over here. Let's go to the story. Now it's working, right? Oh, come on. So this one also probably, if this kind of work we are doing, this also we need to drop on a dashboard. And then we are going to make it as a dashboard action. So order, set, data source. This is dashboard 2. Source sheet is dashboard 2. 1 second. Why is this not working here? Where did the story go? Oops, I cleared all. Dashboard 2. Just want to make sure this is working. Why is this not working anymore? So it's working on the dashboard. In story, it's not going to work. Okay, I never tried this thing. It's not working on the story, but it's working on the dashboard. So try not to put these kind of actions over here. Okay, so main point being, when you create a story, think about a PowerPoint presentation, think about the opening, the starting deck, then talk about the overview introduction, then talk about the story points that you have, and typically end should be a final output or the insight of the business that you want to provide. This is a story. Any questions?
Shani, put these colors in the story?
Which colors?
Like the, yeah.
in the points?
Yep.
Yeah, you can. You, for example, let's say overview. All this is a part of formatting. So if I select this, or if I go to format and if I say format, so on the title, how do you want to do this? This is the navigators. It's got a gray shading. If you want to give a blue shading, you can. And if you want to change the font or font style or font type or the font color, you can easily do it.
Okay.
These are your navigators. And title is this one, where I have this word story given. So again, over here, if I wanted to give some kind of shading, I can. Right? And if there's any text object meaning, remember I had dropped this text, drag a text over here. So this already has some color background to it. Now, even if you want to change this, again, you will go back to your format story. And this part is your text background. If you want shading, I don't want none. So it's now gone, white. But if you wanted some kind of shading and how much transparency and all those things you want, you can decide over here. So text objects can be, yes, story points and the headings. And other things that you're pulling, again, in default also, if you put overall, it gives you a color. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's about it. That's it. That's what we have in Tableau. Any questions that anybody has for me?
Ishani, how can we download it?
Shani, I have a question. That story sheet will stay there, and even the dashboard and other sheets will also be there, right?
Correct.
Always.
Yes. Always as in?
Always like suppose in a worksheet, I just want a sheet which says story, the story sheet, and and doesn't want to show all these dashboards and the other views, so it's not possible, right? Then
Oh, you're saying the sheet 1, sheet 2, dashboard and all
yes.
these things?
Yeah, it is always be there, right?
They will always be. We can hide. It's not.
Because we on one hand we are we are showing story, and then we are also showing the other sheets, so that was my point.
How can we download the story? Okay. That's a good point. I don't know, in Tableau public, probably it has hiding. So once you've created a sheet, you can hide. See, I'm able to hide this and this. I'm not able to hide the dashboard, but sheets, how was I able to hide? If it's used, then you can't hide it, right? That's a very, very valid question.
Because at time I don't want to show my work, I just want to show my story.
We should be able to deploy that portion. When we are, this is more on when you're sharing what all things you want to share, you can control that part. Even think about when you're doing in Tableau public, wherever you are, and when you save as, it only
shows that
uploads
page
that particular page till you decide you want to show others.
Yes.
Okay, same concept. When you're trying to share with others, then you can only share the story points. Then make sure that none of the other sheets are none of the other sheets you have said yes, put it in the tab.
So there the tabs will be working on the sheet.
Yeah, it would be. So for example, we said, right, super store.
So Ishani, when we share the story, so we share only story sheet or all sheets? That's
what she asked. I don't think you have to share the entire sheet. So I'll just show it to you very quickly. For example, over here. Sorry, can't even see anything.
So we cannot share only single sheet.
We can. typically that's what we do. We are sharing one single sheet till you decide that you want to share more. Remember when you upload it, that's what I was telling Sanjeev. When you upload it in Tableau Public, typically what does it upload? It uploads the sheet on which you are till you give an access to the person. Okay. So it's entirely up to you how much visibility you want to give into your data. So just to check this part. Okay, and let's say if I save as Tableau Public. Right over here in the setting, if I this, now it's only showing my story, correct?
Yes.
And it would have this full functionality.
Oh, that's great.
All
So,
right.
Ishani, the mode of sharing Tableau charts and dashboards and stories is just Tableau Public, or it is somewhere else also we can just export it. Is there?
Could you repeat the question?
I'm asking that the mode of sharing, I mean, the medium of sharing Tableau visualizations is Tableau Public, right?
No. That is a mode of sharing the visualization when you don't have a license.
Okay. So once
Ideally,
we have a license, we will be sharing why?
The servers, you deploy it in it. You
Okay.
deploy your products to the servers, you give control to who is able to view it, who is not able to view it, what components a person is able to view it, all control could be there. Okay,
Alright,
Tableau
so the
Public we
other-
were using because we don't have license. So
Yeah.
don't use Tableau Public for your Genpacks work.
Okay, the users should also have Tableau. I mean,
There's a Tableau desktop, just like we have Power BI desktop.
yeah.
So
Okay.
Shani, only we can upload option in the free version.
Meaning?
Only public.
No. See, how typically, think about how the setup is going to be. Let's say you're working for a client, right? You can't put your data or your client's data on Tableau server where people have accessibility. So typically, you have licenses, like there are a lot of licenses in Tableau, not just one. There are a lot of licenses in Tableau. So depending on the license, you can deploy it. You deploy it on, it could be on a website that you have put this thing. It could be in a server, just like how Power BI Online was, remember? It was on a server, and from there people can access it. Or you can embed in your websites and all. But for those things, you need your licenses.
So, Ishani, we cannot download this story the way we can download the dashboard in PDF.
You should be able to. In PDF, let me check over here. Export. Should start. Once again, let's try one thing. That will not give me the entire thing. Entire workbook I'll do, then I'll get all. I was thinking if I do this, but it's going to just give me one story point. Or let's see, when we uploaded in Power BI, not Power BI, when we have uploaded over here and when you download this as a PowerPoint, story. So over here you've got story point 1, 2, and 3.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. What else?
Ishani, Shikhar this side, whenever I am importing this background image, it shows me the graded option. It does not allow me to import the background image.
Graded option means?
It has been graded. We have to import the image from the map option.
No. Image is from this image. This
Okay.
part.
Okay, so we can't import the image from the upper map one.
Above map 1 meaning what?
Upper map, it's in the format map. Yes, this one. It has
This
been
map, go
back.
ahead.
This background image option
This
has been graded out.
this background image is for the maps, like it falls under the category of maps, right?
Okay.
So it is meant for maps. For example, this is your map, right? And then you have different layers. If you want to change the background images, this is a place we work with the maps in Tableau.
Okay, so it particularly works for the maps only.
Maps, yes, it works for the maps.
Okay, so for the image, we have to use our basic options only.
Correct. And typically, we have to design these images, just like how, remember when we were designing for the text, for Tableau dashboard, we were designing a whole backend, right? UI, UX. Similarly, these images need to be designed first in the right sizes. And I've told you, like 1 inch of your PowerPoint would be like 100 pixels of your Tableau. So keeping that in mind, we design everything, we keep them at images, and then we keep uploading it.
Okay.
Right, so all these things were already pre-designed. These things that you're looking at, this is a pre-designed thing. This is a pre-designed box. So these things have to be pre-designed and then you bring it over here. This will be a pre-designed thing that you've created with some other software. Got it, Shikhar?
Yes, and so for this, the nomadic rental about the customer, it would be the hyperlink one, or it would be
There's
the
no
normal.
this is not hyperlinked. It's just a simple image, nothing else.
Okay.
Okay, you move in the story through the story points, or you have this arrow button which takes you in the next point again, one by one. Got it?
Okay.
And you can have caption box. If you wanted, you could convert the story points into 1, 2, 3. If you don't have anything writing, but it's just 1, 2, 3 you want to do, it could be a simple dot, like how you have on the website sometimes, right? It's dot to showing on which dot you are, or there is a arrow signs like 1 of 5, 5 of 5. So these are the various ways you can put your story points. If you don't have a very substantial thing to say in the caption box, then it could be a simple numbers also. So those are the options.
Got it, Ashani.
All right. All right. So that's the end of it. And Chanchal has already uploaded the data. The data you will not find difficult to follow at all, because it's the same thing that we have been looking at for so many weeks now. And let me show it to you quickly. But remember, the pattern is you will have conceptual questions like you always did. And you will have questions where, like, remember the coffee case study?
Yes.
The data set
Ishani.
was there and you had to find certain question or find certain visuals, right? And that you could only do once you have that, what do you call, once you worked on the data. So same thing will be over here. If you work on the data, you will be able to find the answer and then you have to pick the right choice. And it is going to be a mix of working on Tableau and a mix of working on conceptual questions. Chanchal, what's our time that we have allotted to this test?
So, ma'am, for normal questions, it's 30 minutes, and for the ones that they'll have to work on, it's 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay. If you we can increase it to 7 minutes if we can. Let's do that.
All right.
Okay. And where have we uploaded it? At the bottom, reading material, data set for the final assessment. So this is where at the very bottom where assessment is, data set for final assessment. And this is again a Superstore sample data set. So, but it's not the same. Okay, don't think it's the same. It's not exactly the same. It is little bit different. This is what it looks like. Yes.
Shani, a very difficult question. Do we need to create any relations?
It depends. There are 3 sheets in it, so you might have to.
Okay.
But they're very small. This 3 you've done so many times.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
Shani, as you said that we don't have to create any dashboard, neither any story, right? Only we have to make the views.
Correct. And get the answer.
Get the output.
Correct.
And
simple questions like, for example, if I would have said in 2000, what is the order date? Just to give you an idea, so it might be a question, something like in 2013, which country had the highest sales? Right? So until unless you don't put it in the filter, pick 2013, you will not get to understand over here which was the highest sales.
So I hope the difficulty level will be
is not this much. This is not even difficult.
So I just, my next question is what's the difficulty level, so that because you know what the problem is, that reading a question, there are a lot of things we have learned and we are practicing, but when the question comes, where to put what is a big
That's the
question
art.
mark.
Yeah, that's the only thing you have to remember. So difficulty level is not very difficult. I think it's medium difficulty. What do you think, Chanchal? I think medium. It's not low, it's not very high, it's medium. See, I don't
Very
believe
difficult,
in
Sanjeet.
Okay.
It's very
need-
difficult.
we need 2 tickets. So it's not difficult. See, I do not believe in making the test so hard that people feel that, oh, we have not learned anything. But yes, at the same time, my tests are designed in such a way that if you have not focused at all, then you will not clear it. You've seen how my tests are typically, and those are designed by me. So you know how much difficult or easy I keep. Have you found any test which is super difficult?
No, it's like very
Medium.
Medium, yeah. It's like doable.
Doable. So this is also doable.
Okay.
And we've kept the data set also something that you're very familiar with. However, it's not exactly the same data set. Things like order priorities are over here. Ship mode was there also. Shipping cost is there, which was not there initially. Provinces are there. And this is Canada database. So when you try to plot it and it goes blank, you remember what to do. It's a Canada database. So don't pick United States, it's Canada. Ontario and all these things. Quebec, it's in Canada. So this is Canada's database, and few changes are there, like product containers, margins are there, or pretty much everything remains the same. Simple.
So
Got it?
Shani, I just want because you have been training for so long, and it's our first training, and I just want to know, reading a question, how would we decide on whether we need to go ahead with the, I remember that parameter is one where we want the user to change on viewing the
Mhm.
The sheets, right? But where to use calculated field, either, or immediately we can keep in mind that, this is the question and we want to do a filter here. So any one-liner you can say for each?
Think about it. So what are the things we covered?
We covered
We started with filters,
filters, right?
right? When will you use filters?
When we have to just filter some, I mean, out of
Few
lot
data out of all,
all.
correct? Based on a condition.
Yeah.
Then I made you learn context filter. When do you use a context filter?
Yes, when we have to fix
If multiple filters are there,
multiple filters are there, then
and we
then
want
we have to fix the
value of one to be considered while filtering the second one, right? Then we worked with what? We had the marks card. Marks card, you guys know what it is meant for. Then we had parameters. What are parameters? Then we had bins, we had groups, we had sets.
Yes.
We had data interpreters, and we had pivoting. We had
Actions.
actions,
We have blending, joins,
blending,
Relationships.
relationships, union, joins. All right. So parameters are used when you want multiple views in one area. Typically, that's where your parameters are used, right? Or you want input. We can also say we want an input from user. Bins are used when we want to create ranges of measures. Groups are used when you want to create I can't use the word group. What could be the other word? When I want to club items of a dimension for the purpose of analysis, right? Sets, when do we use? Divide the data into two
groups
based on one or more measure with conditions, correct? Data interpreter, clean Excel data, clean Excel files. Pivots, when do you use pivots?
When we want to summarize the data.
When you want to convert row into column. Right? And it has to be done on similar data. That is, for example, you are doing on male and female. So that becomes gender. Correct? Or you're doing something like regions are given in different columns, east, west, north, south. But when you're analyzing, we would like to analyze the region as one column. One column should add east, west, north, south, and the values are supposed to be there. Then actions are used for what? To give interactivity to your interactivity in dashboard. That's what is the role of actions. Blending is used when it is a left join, when two tables have different levels of details and can't be joined without preparing the data. Relationships are used when you want to merge the tables based on common columns. And union, when you want to append the tables. Again, done on similar data, similar tables. And joins, again, when you want to merge the tables on basis of common column, and few data sets are not supported by relationship, hence join. Done? Anything that I missed?
LOD.
Chanchal is like, never got this cheat sheet. These guys are very clever. Chanchal, we should have known this thing now. The only thing they have not been able to manage is get all the questions out. But they're very close. 50% of their work they get done.
So ma'am, Tanu just messaged me personally. How many questions are there? It's like, wait, I'll send you the question paper in a minute.
What are LODs meant for? Put it in one line. LODs. When we want a view with either more finer or a coarser level. So I don't know if the spelling is right. Level of detail. I don't know how else to put it in one line. Yeah. So when you have things in your view, but that would not actually give you the output, and you have to change the level of detail, make it even more finer or more coarser, then you're using the LODs. Anything else I missed? Story is your PowerPoint presentation. And dashboard is your multiple views together. Anything else I missed?
All covered, I guess.
All covered. If I find some cheat sheets, I do have a lot of material on my phone. Trust me, I am on LinkedIn hogging all the material as much as possible. I might have read half of it, but I have a lot of material. If I find something useful, I will post it. I think on your LMS, I had posted one or two things about, I think designing part, I have posted something. Reading material, if you look at. Tableau best practices is there. Data visualization with Tableau cheat sheet. So I don't know if anybody, see, you guys don't read my cheat sheets. That's the problem.
Yeah, we have it, I believe.
Yeah, this one we have gone through.
Before test, definitely.
You guys just want me to spill out things, but everything is written here.
It's there.
Everything, whatever you made me write, it's written there. Bins are buckets based on names.
But just our, what you said. Okay, sorry.
Actually, Shani, the intention was to see what is coming in the exam.
I know. The intention was made it very clear to me. But the cheat sheet is there. That's what I was thinking. I have so much material. I'm sure I shared with these guys. Intentions were wrong.
Ishani, could you please also revert on my email?
What was that?
That Tableau community.
Oh, yes. I'll tell you one of my favorite guys to follow. His name is Andy Kribel. Okay. He is one of the person, a lot of my teaching also comes from his video. You will see a lot of similarity of what I picked is coming from his YouTube channel. So this is one. And let me put over here. And there is the wait, there are two brothers who does an excellent job. One second, let me try to pull this list for you guys. There are these twins who do it. Claire Launch twins. Even their videos are pretty good. Like the videos are there, and who else is there? You will see once you get hold of one, and they each all of them keep talking to each other and commenting on each other, then you will be able to find little more. These are the two that I rigorously follow. And I'll try to, I don't remember the names on top of my head, but these are the two that I would say you should follow. Okay. CJ, Mace. Good enough?
Yes, Ishani. Thank
So
you.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people I think is good enough to start following first. And like I said, I followed one. Then I found few more people, very interesting. There's a guy, keep forgetting his name. He's from Europe and he does amazing, phenomenal work. So then I hooked on to his post, and like this, it keeps on going on and on.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
To begin with, I think this is a good, what is Tableau certification? Tableau certification, see, in Power BI, you have a certification called DA100. And Tableau certification is for desktop to start with, and they have different levels of certifications that you can go for desktop, and then there is other certification. So pretty much you are prepared to give the certification, and the way is that we have tomorrow's assessment is exactly the way the assessments are there in Tableau also. It will have a mix of concepts and working on the data. Whereas when it comes to DA100, it has a little more complicated way of doing it. They have scenario based, they have case basis, they have, matching the values and things like that. So for Power BI, I would say, yes, we need a little more preparation before you can start working on your certificate. But Tableau certificate is something which is more achievable for you guys. All right. It's always good to get certified.
Okay, Ishani.
Ishani, at
Yes.
the end, we just want to thank you for being such a wonderful mentor. We are gonna miss being in these sessions. Thank you for everything.
Thanks, Deepika.
I just want to add, Ishani, from the organizer standpoint. I think this is the group I have seen, has been curious since day one. I have never seen such group. The people will come and give the training and go, but these are the people who are actually, everyone want to clear the assessment. Yes. And I've never seen that. Personally, I know. Father is admitted to the hospital, but he's attending the session. Everyone is like that. Absolutely. Yeah. I was telling Chanchal, I've never made assessment, so many assessments for one group ever. These are my energy box for afternoon.
Thanks, Vinay.
Few points from my side, Ishani. So I'm with Genpact now, like it's my 19th year.
Wow.
And I have seen almost everything, including the pandemic. And honestly, like this group and you being the trainer, it is awesome. Means I've attended sessions. I've attended one of the best session called the Gold, which Genpact organizes. Means this has been one of the like the best. Really, means honestly, and
thank you so much.
And the group has been absolutely crazy. Means
yes, I get honestly, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, it depends on the group how energetic the trainer will be and how much the trainer wants to give. It totally depends on the group, to be honest. I think all the trainers have a lot of knowledge, but how much they give depends on how reactive the group is. And this group has been after the life from day one. Want to learn more. And the best part is I have seen some of you have done implementation of what you're learning. So that is the biggest reward as a trainer when you go and teach someone. That's the biggest reward.
Yeah.
Yes, Ishani, definitely. I feel that, you have become a role model in certain areas. I
Oh
keep
my
on
God.
using yeah, of course. I keep on using the way the things you always guide, right? How to solve a problem, or, or else in everyday life. So thank you very much. You have been guiding all through.
Thanks,
And
Simri.
we really miss you as a trainer, and of course would love to look forward in future.
Absolutely. Definitely. Look forward to meeting you all again. And like I said, let's stay connected. I'm sure you guys are on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. Stay connected that way. And whatever questions you have, I typically don't want the relationship to end when the training ends. I have a history that some of the companies where I've taught 10 years back, I'm still guiding them in terms of their career options, in terms of how they should learn, guiding them in their projects, or when they come back and take more trainings. I've seen people where I've taught the entire family. My husband came, then he was like, wife also will learn, brother-in-law will learn, sister-in-law will learn. So kind of taught the entire family also. So please try to maintain this relationship. Don't ever feel that, training is done. I don't know this. How will I reach out? We are always there as Ivy. We would always want that connection with you, everyone. And Genpact, as it is a very dear client of ours.
Thank you, Shani.
Thank you, Shani.
Thank you so much, Ishani.
Vinay, you should have a graduation ceremony today for these guys.
I wish,
6 months.
I wish, probably, we could meet and, do the graduation with a hat on the head, etc. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
6 months these guys have given to us. It's a phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Without saying that, we are not available. Whenever they
Yes.
say, we are available, whenever we say they are available.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Vinay, to you too. You've been very supportive.
I just log into a call. That's it.
No, for adjusting our assessments, reassessments sometime, And
Yes, beautifully coordinated sessions by Vinay.
Yes, very well coordinated.
Thank you, Vinay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks to you. And I think we meet tomorrow at the same time for the test, right?
2 o'clock or 3 o'clock? 2.
2 o'clock.
2. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow again then. Take care.
Right. Thank you, guys.
All the best.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Shani.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.